How you guys
Good
doing?
morning.
Good. Hey, these are great to be able to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for putting them out.
This is our,
Those
they're just the right size for ours. But they're not gonna be that size, obviously. All right, it is time to begin this meeting. The meeting is called to order. And the first item of business is the minutes from the previous meeting. Have y'all had a chance to look at those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
Sorry, I played the sound wrong.
No, I appreciate
Oh.
that. Oh, that's all I do anyway. Got to go.
All right, Jim, will you sign that and give it to Jennifer? And we'll move on. New poll worker form. Jennifer.
Okay, so this form is updated to actually include the points from the previous one as just reminders. And so basically this would be their pay sheet with their oath at the top, their hours, and then their training reminders about, what we need to be doing at the polling location. And so this way we would still, the voters would, or poll workers would actually still see this.
Right.
Minor, wording changes to
There,
make it more of a reminder of your training.
yes, and there was a couple of sentences that were repetitive.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
those,
one that was,
yeah,
almost directly out of the oath.
yeah. So that was removed too, but yeah, strictly these would be bullet. If I were doing a presentation, these would be bullet points.
Right.
And so that's how this is presented as basically bullet points.
Okay, now let me ask you a question, because at the top you've got November 5th, 2024 general election. Do the poll workers only get this once, or is it a weekly thing? Because
So when we do early vote,
Mhm.
this is the other part we're gonna have to figure out. Early vote, typically they have a pay sheet that has their, like, there's 5 days. We do it by the week. So, but they sign in every day and they have to take the oath every day. So when they sign in for early vote, they're gonna see this sheet
Mhm.
every day
Every
because they
day.
have to put their
Okay.
hours down every day and they have to take the oath every day. So early vote will look a little bit different in the fact that it'll have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It won't have like supervisor time set up election day. That's all stuff for
Okay.
election day. So yeah, so everyone working early vote every day will see it
Okay, every day.
every day because
Okay.
they have to take the oath every day and they want to get paid every day.
It's a
So
lot of paperwork.
you have no idea.
Okay,
And keeping them straight and then
Yeah.
the entering them in to get them paid and all of that, it definitely is, it's a lot of work. So,
Okay.
but it's important to get them paid
right,
and all of that. So, yeah.
right. Any questions on these guys?
No.
All right, we need a motion to approve it as presented.
Prove it as presented.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Now, the only change for early vote will be different
A
dates.
column or something.
Yeah, it'll,
Okay.
but the guts of it basically will stay
Okay.
the same.
All right. Super. Thanks for all your hard work on that. What's that?
Oh, I did.
Nice, yes. Pretty simple, when there's just 3 of us. That's a good thing. We need simplicity. All right, next item of business, the 2024 general election early vote site.
So we received a phone call from Elmdale Baptist Church probably 5 days after we had signed this original document, saying that they forgot to include a date that they would need to be closed. And it is the very first Saturday of early vote that they would not be available to us. So with that in mind, we could go ahead and move to American Legion that Saturday from 10 to 4. The first Saturday is always pretty slow. So I mean, by being able to open up a second, an alternative site, we're still gonna.
Nearby.
Exactly, we're still gonna catch the voters.
Yeah.
So that would be a change that we would be making, in regards to our early vote dates and time. And then if we want to go ahead and just talk about the election day so that it's all kind of
Let's do it.
one. So, Yvonne Richardson Center, we knew that there was going to be construction
Sooner or later.
sooner rather than later. When we had spoken to them earlier in the year, there was still no date of when. They have now started. And if you look from the pictures, this is the front of Yvonne Richardson Center. That whole parking lot is gone. Then there's an adjacent parking lot that you could walk across a bridge, but this is their makeshift entryway. There's no way that is not ADA
Disability,
compatible.
yeah.
They have parking spaces in the back. If you see these nice little blue lines, we would be parking in the grass, which is not ADA
Oh, yeah.
compatible. And then this picture is to kind of give you an indication, it's kind of where you park is a little bit further away. And then this would be the entry door if we were to use the back entry, which still probably wouldn't be ADA compliant. So with all that to say, I think we will have to close Yvonne Richardson Center for the general election. Now,
Did we ask them about the timeline of construction? Because I know it looks like a lot, but you
It
know, how
does.
it depends on the
So-
contractors and how fast they're cranking stuff out.
yeah, so they said fall of 2025.
Oh.
I was hoping it was 2024. Now, with all that to say, until we publish the notice,
There's still.
there's still a possibility to add it back in. But we are better off to pull it rather than do an emergency closure.
Sure, I agree.
And kind of wait and see, because, yeah, they could be way ahead of schedule and have some things done where you could have access, but I kind
Oh,
of,
and-
I did.
Yeah, I'm thinking construction isn't going real fast anywhere.
Right. So I do think that we will have to close, Yvonne Richardson Center for the general election. And so and
That hurts.
it does, now those voters will be able to fold into Genesis, which is just right down the street. A lot of those voters currently early vote as well. We've seen less and less voters actually voting there on election day. So as we've gone along, it's, the numbers have
Yeah.
decreased. And so it'll be an easy place for them to go to Genesis. And of course, we'll put notice
Right, that's. what I
where
was
we
saying.
can.
As much notice as we need.
But yes.
Well,
What do you need
at
from
this
us?
point, what are we, what's our deadline to nail this all down?
So our
Yeah.
deadline is September, it's 60 days before the election. So it is September the 6th is our
Okay.
deadline.
Okay,
Coming up,
Yes, yeah.
do you want us to
I've got,
should make the change, to the early vote location and day and to Yvonne Richardson Center? Go ahead and do it.
do it
Yes.
now?
and that way I can go ahead and post it and then,
Oh, yeah, because you're doing this online.
yes, and that way, so I've
And the
got it.
sooner the better.
Yeah, and I've got a document for you to sign that reflects the changes for American Legion, Elmdale, and then the removal of Yvonne Richardson Center and with it added to our closures.
Do we need a vote on this or just?
Yeah, we need to vote.
A vote on it, yeah.
Make those motions to make those changes as presented to the Springdale, two rural sites and Yvonne Richardson Center as presented in the document.
Second.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded, et cetera, et cetera. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. And then we'll go ahead and get these on the website so people start.
Yes.
Being able to know. And will you put some notification on Yvonne right away so that people who who are expecting to be there.
We won't be able to do it right away,
No.
just simply because of how it is, but what will happen is we'll post it on our website. And then it will be reflected on voter view.
Right.
And,
Okay.
we also then will post closer to election day. If
Okay.
we post it now, it's
People
gonna
start
get,
to ignore it.
it'll get lost in the
Maybe when
construction.
early vote starts or something.
Yeah.
Cause I agree, some of the people who vote there are people who are walking there.
Right.
Right.
And so this, sooner that people see it closed,
Yeah.
better.
And we can post that, October 21st, which is the first day of early vote, that it'll be,
Oh, good.
it'll be
Okay.
closed. So it'll stay up for 2 weeks. At that site.
That's cool. Yeah. All right, ballot draw procedures.
Okay, so this is just a reflection of what we've done previously. Because we will have a lot, I think, of candidates at, the ballot draw. We have a lot of contested
Right.
races for this ballot. So basically, it just tells the order in which we compile the list, which is by filing office and then filing date. Ballot positions are drawn in that order. The candidates in attendance are invited to draw first, even if their name is not listed first on the candidate list. But if multiple candidates are there, then we would use the filing order. Candidates can send representatives, but candidates in attendance take precedence over a candidate representative, and a candidate or candidate representative can only draw once. And then, of course, if no one is there, then the election commission would draw. This will be information that I will send out to all of the candidates so that they're aware and that we've set the expectations of how the ballot draw will go.
Okay.
You send it via mail and via email if you have an email address?
Yes, and we now
Oh,
have
good.
email addresses for everybody, but we will mail it, as well.
That's great, thanks.
Okay, super. Anything else on there? Looks good, and I love the QR code.
Yeah, so in this, we have all the candidates listed on the website already, along with their contact information. I went ahead and put their email addresses on there as well, because we get that question quite a
Sure.
bit of how to contact candidates. So everything,
So we didn't want it on there, they can ask us.
Yeah, that's a good point.
well,
Right.
it's,
But I mean, it's public information.
it is, it's,
Probably, I would expect candidates would want the info out there.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
running for office, you
If
better.
you're interested in getting votes. That might not necessarily apply
You never know.
to Joe, remember?
Oh, yes, oh,
He
yes,
wanted to back out.
So,
yeah,
but, well, and the email address is from their political practice play,
Oh,
which
good.
is public
Okay, yeah.
information.
yeah,
So yeah, it's on there.
okay, how soon does this go out?
We will mail this out next week so
Okay.
that they get it in plenty of time. We'll start this process on Monday and get them mailed out so that the candidates have it before the ballot draw, but with us emailing it as well.
Yeah,
they'll get it
right, they'll get it
instantly.
immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. Super, that's 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
All right, budget, are we ready to move on to budget? All right,
So this obviously budget reflects a non-election, I mean, a non-general election year.
yeah,
Really the only significant change in this budget is the reduction of the small equipment. I went ahead and took that money out. We were asked to really try and, be tight
Compress,
with our
yeah.
budgets for this year. And with the purchase of the voting equipment we're getting, this year, we will have more voting equipment than we've ever had before that's not in use. And we're maxed out on space at our polling
Oh.
locations, I mean, yeah, we could keep buying voting equipment, but I can't deliver it because
Right.
the locations don't have any more space
yeah,
to be able to hold them. And this will be our biggest year that we have. So when we go into 25, 26, and 27, our numbers will not be as great as what our voter turnout is today.
Mm,
So when we get to 28, that's gonna be a question of our life expectancy of the voting equipment and what position are we in? So I don't really think it's prudent to spend money
No, I,
for the next 3 years on voting equipment that you may at some point within the next
yeah,
5, 6 years be asking for, yeah. So that, mhm. So these numbers then reflect basically, our budget request that we did that was similar in 2023.
this was one thing, a big postage. It was a postage. I think it was the advertising. How much advertising? I mean, the request is for 20,000.
Yeah.
I just, how much advertising do we do in an off year?
Well,
Or publications.
So for the May election, we would have to publish the notice of election twice.
Oh,
And, last year, or in 2023, we had a huge election. We had 23 polling locations open. We
mhm.
had,
Yeah,
a special election
that,
for
okay.
Springdale, Town Area Fire Department, all of those things. So my notice was huge, which
Yeah.
means the cost is huge.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that actually reflects, because we don't know how big of an election. we'll
Well,
have.
I was gonna say, do you have any clue about what might come next year?
Mm-mm. No, I know that,
No small town newspapers doing an interest story on next year?
I know that we won't have at-large seats open for
Oh, yeah.
Fayetteville and Springdale, so that'll make our
Mhm.
school elections smaller. But you just never know when a city might pop up, and now that they can only do it in May or November of next year, it means that our notices sometimes can be bigger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And this line item, if it's not enough, we have gone back to the quorum court to request more money because it is 100% billable.
Mm,
So it's,
yeah,
so
okay.
it's not one where, if we were to have spent $20,000 on advertising, that we couldn't request more money from,
Right.
the quorum court.
Okay, I was curious about the fire and extended coverage that we no longer are going to have.
So that was.
I'm like, what?
So that is a change in how they're dividing up who is responsible. And so that's actually gonna fall into a different department. So
Okay.
it's not,
So
yeah.
we're no longer responsible. for
Right,
that.
so it's not that we're not, it just doesn't come out of our
Okay.
line item.
Okay, gotcha. Right, gentlemen, any questions about all this?
Yeah, I'm just curious about a couple of things if I may. Rent, machinery and equipment,
Mhm.
a significant reduction of 82%. What do we rent?
The trucks, the Penske trucks to deliver.
So that's, okay, that answers that question. All right, the contract, 12,000 to 4,000, another significant,
Mhm.
which contract?
So, for a general election, we have to pay for, and we have to pay for overages for our, copiers. So that, printing all of the stuff that we print this year, we will eat through that $12,000 of just extra, that's more than what our contract allows. So 4,000 is definitely, within what we would do in an off year.
Okay, and this represents a very small number, but dues and memberships up 325%.
It is. They, actually, we have an Amazon Prime,
Oh.
one, each department has to pay for their own. And Amazon is cheaper for us to order a lot of things than going to Walmart or different things like that.
Yeah.
So that's what that reflection is.
So did we have Amazon Prime in 2024?
We do now, I have to, this 2024 budget was what we presented at the
Oh.
beginning of the year.
Okay, we
So that's,
have to-
yeah.
Good.
Okay, Max, any questions?
Not on the budget, no.
Okay, are we ready to approve this then?
Mhm.
Okay, All right, I will entertain a motion to
I'll move
Approve the
to
minutes.
approve,
Budget.
Budget,
as
as
presented.
presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Boy, this seems early in the year to get this done.
Yes and no, I feel like each time we've been doing it in August, they'll start presenting in September,
Yeah,
I think, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess you're right. I'm just not ready for it to be August yet.
No,
And we're less than 90 days now till election day.
Yeah.
Which is blowing my mind. All right, I voted stickers.
okay.
How do you want to go about this?
So before we start, I do want to, we have an addition to our 53. So number 54, and I think you all have a copy of it. This was our actual very first entry when we went to Lincoln to pick up or to deliver. They had already had the forms and this individual had created this, they handed it to us, but no parental signatures. So I was able to get in touch with the parent, get everything sent to us, so that's why it is a late addition for us. So we technically have 54 entries for the commission to review. This is hard. We originally said we were going to pick 3.
Well, you suggested
I did,
5 and
yeah.
I suggested 3.
Did you
Because
have
I-
any
I
clue?
didn't know that I was I wasn't sure what the turnout was gonna be.
Yeah.
And this is pretty awesome
It's amazing.
turnout with the number of submissions. So
Yeah,
great job.
And it wasn't even involved in the schools.
I know, that's what's amazing.
Yeah, good point. So, your original suggestion of 5 is probably a better suggestion than 3, to be honest. I would suggest that we take Jennifer's original suggestion of putting 5 up to a vote rather than my suggestion at the time to put 3 up to
Yeah.
a vote.
Yeah,
Because we have so many entries.
and they're all so good.
They are.
I mean, it just amazes me that this was able to happen on relatively short notice and be such a success.
Could we, I don't know what your plans are for the website, but what do you think about, or you might be planning on doing, like posting all of them on there?
They're on
They are
Facebook.
all on there.
Not on our, I will post them all on our county site after today's meeting.
Cool.
Oh,
But I
okay.
have posted every single one of them, except for this 54, and I will post it today on our Instagram and Facebook.
Okay,
Every
cool.
one of them, and I emailed all the parents to let them know with the links.
Yeah.
So they could then go
Yeah.
and show their kids
Like,
that.
Are you gonna put the kid's name and
I
where
put
they're,
the-
like their city or something?
I only put the kid's name
Okay.
and their grade.
Grade.
I did not
Yeah.
put
That's
any
fine.
other identifying,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
their school.
But I mean, cool for the kid to be able to go on there and
Oh,
put their
yeah.
name.
Oh, yeah.
Show
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, it looks like, let's see. But yeah, every day we've been posting them, so. they
Oh,
all-
cool.
And I posted them all individual, so that every,
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
so they've all been posted on our,
Are the
on our
parents
feed.
aware that their kids can see those? I mean, the kids are not allowed on Facebook, right?
Oh, I think
Are
they
they?
all are. I don't think there's any regulations whatsoever. I think it's just Wild West.
Well, you're right about that. You're right about that, but,
Kids use Instagram, not Facebook.
well.
okay.
What they're doing, yeah.
It's on our Instagram too, but the parents signed the parental
Oh,
consent
that's
form
true,
for us to
yeah.
be able to do that. But I did email every parent that, hey, these are there for you
Okay,
to look at
good.
yours and show your kids. So yes, so they have been aware of that. And I noticed we got quite a few followers after I did that.
Oh, really?
After Parents kind of going on.
Oh, my
So, yeah.
goodness, how funny.
So,
What do we want to do? What's your proposal for choosing the? top
My-
5?
proposal would be that we kind of do like a round robin. Basically, we pick our top, you can do top 10, top 6, and then everyone will put that in, and then we'll go from that number down to 5 if that's what we want to do. I mean,
Sure.
this is kind
That
of
sounds-
I think,
brand new for us, so
Yeah.
I'm
You know
up
what?
to,
if 5 is the goal, I wonder if we should individually pick our top 5 and then compare those.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would propose that the staff all choose too, you know?
Oh, they already have.
I had voted.
Good, okay, good. Well, that's great. I thought that might be the case. I wanted to be sure. Okay, good. Well, I'll narrow down my top 5 then.
Okay, and you guys have your top 5?
Okay.
with your top-
Top 6.
If you do top 6, it gives us a little bit more to kind of work with to narrow it down. Yeah, so
So, I've got I guess it's a process question. If everything that was done, not necessarily by hand, but by electronically or whatever, like.
We didn't actually, we said by hand, but
Or some done electronically.
it's
I
a
think
little,
this one is, I like it, but that's number 19, I think it's.
Yeah, I wonder, Jim,
Yeah.
or if the student was just really neat and printed something out and traced, or not, I don't know.
we don't have the actual original for that one.
Oh, we don't?
It was
Oh.
scanned in and sent to us, but when we blew it up, the box is not quite as,
So they might have drawn the box in there and colored it.
yeah, and even the little stars are not all uniform either.
Maybe
Maybe
they,
somebody went around and, I see that.
maybe they were just really neat and on the upper
Yeah.
end of their age range or something. I don't know.
And this is a ninth grader.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Well, if I gotta do 6, I'm down to 11, so I really like
I'm
this.
nowhere
I
close.
like this. It's not close.
Yeah, although now, remember,
Yeah.
these are all gonna be reduced to this size.
No, I want you guys to write your choices down,
Oh.
and then I'm gonna use their. ours.
Oh, okay.
Now, one thing you said was they have to say, I voted.
That was part of the criteria, yes, is that, that it had, that was the only criteria, in the sense of what, artwork must contain the phrase, I voted.
Okay.
It says must be original, not nonpartisan, non-political. I don't feel like we had any that were partisan or political or advocating for anything like that. It says hand rendered, should be drawn on entry form and
Yeah,
attached.
that's,
Yeah. So, and then it says they can't reuse any imagery that is not their own, although we did do an image search and, to verify some things and we didn't find any.
Well, I think one thing we need to emphasize is that, even though we can cut it down to 6 or whatever, these are all excellent images
So we.
and they've just done a wonderful job.
We had thought about even to, actually posting them at the polling places on election day.
Well, I think that'd be wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's,
Definitely.
that's
Yeah.
what we thought too, because
Yeah.
I was like, we have to choose, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness,
Yeah,
No, that's cool. And
Yeah.
I mean, the parents might even see the kids.
yeah.
Right.
And some of the kids go to the polls with the parents. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a great
So-
idea.
So we wanted to, find a way to incorporate it and maybe even use it in some of the things that we send out. I did a thing at the League of Women Voters, on Wednesday. And my pamphlet that I handed out, the entry forms that I had, that was my cover sheet.
Cool.
Kind of,
Yeah.
getting them out there.
I mean, you could even put, no, I'm not trying to make it too complicated, but at the polls, you know, a parent might see, sign up for next year.
Mhm.
Oh, good point,
Sign up
yeah.
to be on the list, you know, to get you
Yeah.
signed up or
Yeah.
something like that. Get it out there, get even more next year.
Mhm.
Well, that's what we're afraid of. We're gonna have to go to,
Go volunteer to be on the subcommittee. Telling hands of all.
oh my goodness,
Yeah, me too.
I've got my 12, I think.
So how are we gonna,
How do you want us to write them
Okay,
down
so-
somewhere or something? You,
Yeah.
Get one of these.
Yeah,
oh,
so here's,
Oh, you got
Yeah.
the sheets?
oh, yeah. Got it. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I've got
there's
multiple
I see.
rounds.
I-
yeah,
one,
Renee.
So we write down round one, our top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well,
We have to
yeah.
do this in pen?
Oh, I have a pencil. Do you want to borrow my pencil?
Yes.
I'm not gonna try to make this too hard, huh?
Wow.
What do we do now?
Then I will tally the votes.
This.
Thank you. And then I'll tally the votes. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Around 2 feet, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna I've got a blank, sheet. When we do our book club selection, this is kind of how we do our book club selection. We,
Works for me, yeah.
yeah, you will.
Okay, wait a minute. Why is round 3 so many more?
Because we don't, I added lines in case that we were like, okay, let's just do more or so.
Oh,
So, yeah,
okay.
so just ignore the lines.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I was just wondering if, because I've got 9 here and I'm thinking, what if I do some different choices on round 2 than what I have on round 1?
That's not gonna work. We may blow up at you.
All right, well, I better get this figured out
That's
then.
right.
Uh, Down to 6. Have you already
We did.
eliminated them? Did we have any that were the same?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So. Okay, so we can go to 6 now if we want to, which would be 10, 13, 22, 47, 53, and 54.
So these are the ones.
These are the ones where we have the most votes. We had 10, 13, 22, 47, 53, and 54.
So that'll be it.
And
So I mean, there doesn't need to be another round,
We-
is that?
We're going to 5.
we can just go to 6 if we want to.
Tell me again.
So 10,
10, that's the one. I'm missing.
13, 22, 47, 53, and 54.
Okay, that's fine. Those are
That
good.
was 5 of my students. I'm pretty good with that.
Well,
Yeah, I think those are great, and then it's decided, yeah, I think that's
I mean,
great.
and then we can,
Yeah,
So how do we pick the one in the list?
so what we're going to do is, we're actually going to do a public vote and an online vote. And so we will start that August the 23rd. When we do the ballot draw, we'll actually have ballots available for whoever comes to the ballot draw, for
Good.
anyone who wants to come to the courthouse. I'll send out notice to everyone that we can, and then we're going to do an online vote as well. And then we'll announce the winner August the 28th. I'm only gonna have the vote open though for think through. The 26th, so voting would be the 23rd through the 26th. That'll give us time then to calculate and get the winner selected, and then we'll announce the winner on the 28th.
okay.
you'll ask all the places that were involved in the contest to kind of get it out there and
Mhm.
share it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
You said 10, 13, 22, 47, 53, and 54.
And I think by. I think too, by, you know, these were most likely done by older.
Right.
But by us kind of posting at the polling locations that all of the images and everything like that for our younger
Yeah.
ones. And when we do this again, we may want to break it down and do age groups and, you know, kind of do a winner from this age group, a winner from this age group and that kind of thing too, but.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my thought was I need to find a younger one because you can tell on some of them, but the better pieces are the ones that they're all very colorful.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So on to the next step, and up to this point. Well, I mean, you put the names on the social media, but this is a completely blind thing for us in terms of who's here.
Yes, so. Number 10 is, a ninth grader, Nathan Burris. Number 13 is, Medhawi Rajami. Medhawi, Rajami, ninth grader at Hoss Hall. And Nathan is a homeschool student.
Oh.
Number 22 is actually a fourth grader. Aya Rusaro from Happy Hollow. Number 47 is Ava Hood, a sixth grader. And number 53 is Avery Cummings, a fourth grader. Number 54 is Miranda Yoder, a ninth grader. So there actually are
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
younger ones in there.
And you know, I would expect from about fourth grade on that you've got some kids who have some developed talent,
Mhm.
whereas the younger ones are still trying to
Yeah.
come up with some ideas. And so I think that works out.
So when we put them on the ballot, we still won't include names.
Right.
It'll just strictly be images. But we definitely will be posting for the students and letting, yeah.
Last thing, I know we spent a lot of time on it. Can we send an official letter to everyone who submitted it
Mhm.
on, letterhead, just like an official letter? Thank you for the submission, because that's
Yeah.
cool for kids. to
Yeah.
get, you
And
know?
we thought we had actually kind of thought about that and get some really nicer paper.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
something
exactly.
and like try and figure out a way to do it. I mean, and we might even be able to, because we've got all these scanned in, is to do them as like a watermark behind, and stuff. So we'll figure out something to,
Cool.
so that all the kids will
Good.
have,
Good.
something to.
It could be a letter with letterhead. You could even put something in there about, award, certificate of award for patriotism, some,
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
What's your connection?
I will,
Something that the kid can say, look, what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
I agree.
Just for,
Commitment.
When
Yeah.
does school
Yeah.
start?
the 12th, yeah.
So next week.
So on the 23rd, then I will bring those letters for you guys. to
Yeah,
sign.
okay.
Cool.
That way.
I was thinking maybe, you could present at their school some kind of, well, maybe just for the number one or something. I don't know. But, well, I mean, we're just, that's actually a vote. Okay. I'm just thinking a way to recognize in the classroom, wherever these children are, recognize to their classmates that
I think
this
that's,
is an achievement.
I think once we're through the election and we've gotten all that behind us. and
That's
they're
a
still
good
in
idea.
school, Maybe.
That's right.
Thinking about things like that.
Yeah,
They will be, yeah, they'll still be in school in November, and that is something.
yeah,
And we'll also, when we reveal the winner on the 28th, can invite these students to come
Okay.
to that ballot or to that meeting as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll put all that information out to all the students.
Cool.
And especially the first day of voting, because they can vote, they could come.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
on the 23rd, so yeah.
Yeah.
okay, super. All right, that was fun. I mean, bravo to these children and to the libraries that helped them out with this
Mhm.
stuff. That is
To the
terrific.
parents that help.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Other business, y'all. Anything?
Not for
I-
me.
Have one thing about the dates.
Okay,
Okay.
August the 28th is our date to have the ballot approved.
Okay.
If you notice in the newspaper, the marijuana amendment didn't have enough signatures. They were granted time to get more signatures. The deadline for those signatures is August the 30th. I will have
Ooh.
more information about how the SOS expects us to like develop ballots.
Mhm.
Are they gonna tell us on the 22nd to go ahead
They'll
and put
figure
it
out
on there?
what people-
So, or to not put it on there and wait, because I don't think we can wait until the 30th. So this, I know that that's
Got it.
gonna be a tight thing.
Got
And then on the 21st of August, we're gonna have was Charlie confirming that on the 21st?
He's
calling to talk to you about. Okay, we are trying to put together kind of like a little coordinators powwow of
I
like,
wouldn't call it a regional meeting or.
yeah, on the 21st or something along the lines. Commissioners would be invited, but technically it's kind of gonna be like a working brainstorming session. But we are trying to work through that,
Okay.
and get that scheduled before the ballot draw. So, yeah,
Oh,
so that would be coming up. I'll send out an invite to everybody, but really it's geared towards the coordinators or commissioners who actually do the coordinator,
oh,
more of those functions, like LNA and stuff like that. So
okay.
that will be coming up, we think. So
Okay, is that gonna be here or is it gonna be?
it'll be at the sheriff's
Okay.
annex, yeah,
Okay,
hopefully.
all right. Our next meeting is the ballot draw, correct?
That's still the same, all those dates are the same?
Yep, all the dates are the same. I just, like I said, that 28th one is. We may prove ballots with the knowledge that something may come off of them. You know, with that amendment, so.
Okay. Whatever. All right, if there is no other business, see you in 2 weeks. We are adjourned. I'm sorry, I guess I made that comment sort of implicit, but not.
It was a five.
Y'all, again, praying for the Kairos, we're